So the world has finally now seen that British people are quite vicious. Isn't it interesting what happens when British people are pushed over the edge? I told you this, guys. I've told you so many times that this is what freaks me out about living in this here place. That no one ever says anything. Everybody's so politically correct. We do not say what we really think. We do not discuss politics, religion, race, nothing. Because nothing that can rock the boat, nothing that can make anybody uncomfortable, nothing that can change the temperature of the atmosphere, of the ambiance, of the environment in which we are all sitting in this current moment. Because how could we do that? That is not quintessentially British. But you know what it is? Being like a cat. British people are like cats. Right? I say this to you guys all the time. It's not that people here don't have an opinion and don't say anything because they don't have an opinion. It's not that everybody agrees on everything. It's that everybody keeps everything inside and no one says what they really think. And that's what drives me crazy about this country. That's what drives me crazy, because you never really know what somebody's saying and you'll only know when you've tipped them over the edge, like a cat. Like how cats, they prowl around, they're quiet, they're not bother anybody. Nobody thinks anything of them, right? Nobody's thinking everything of them. Everybody just thinks, oh, look at the cat. The cat's not really doing too much. They're so calm. They're so whatever. But have you ever seen a cat fight, though? Look at the riots going on, everybody. Look at them talking about people are coming out at night times. We're doing day after day. In fact, even the very place I used to live in London has been on the news. With the freaking riots. I was like, oh gosh, that's insane. I might be killed. Because whoever wants to kill me, I might have been killed. I just want to preface this by saying I'm not offended by anything. Listen, if anybody wants to kick me out of this country, go ahead. Kick me out of anywhere. Anybody, I don't care. I don't care about this world. I don't have any allegiance to nobody, because ain't nobody got no allegiance to me other than you guys are the winning team. So I'm not expecting anything of anyone. I know your own people can turn on you anyways. Listen, it was the freaking Africans we were selling ourselves in the freaking transatlantic slave trade. So I know the world that we live in. It was the Pharisees, Jesus' very own people, who killed him. I know the world that we live in. Ain't nobody got your back and ain't nobody I'm not worried about it. So I just want to say that. Because some people be like, with your opinion, that if it was you, that they would be killing you. And I'm like, cool, it's their country. What do I care? What do I care? It's just funny to me that people are really literally living in this society and thinking, because everybody's shocked. Even my friend, who's the one with the California one, she was like, girl, what's going on in the UK? I was like, why is everybody surprised? This is exactly what I expected. It's the exact opposite type of person I am. See me? I say what I mean what I say. Whatever I'm thinking, it's on my face, it's coming out of my mouth, okay? What you see is what you get. There ain't no algebra you need to do to figure out what I'm thinking, whatever. You gonna know, and I'm gonna tell you respectfully, and that's that, right? But here it's the very opposite. Everybody's nice. Everybody will smile and nod. You can say the exact opposite thing of what they believe, and they can fundamentally disagree with you. So, the weather. I am loving being a part of this world right now, watching the shock of everybody, realizing that everything isn't just what you can see. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bible. Trust in the Lord your God with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will make straight your path. There you go. So yeah, my thoughts on the UK riots is just, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's pathetic how in this country, it always takes things having to go to the extremes for people to speak up. Because the problems are too far gone now. It's too far. If you wanted to say something, we were going to do something about all the stuff that's been going on. It should have been done. You should have been saying something. You should have been standing on business from before. Should have been being quiet and only having something to say when you're in the peace and quiet and comfortability of the isolation and the solitude of you in the voting booth. And then we all walk out and it's like, oh, who voted for anyone? We don't know who voted for anyone. Oh, how did Brexit happen? Oh, we don't know how Brexit happened. Who voted in Brexit? No one's coming forward to say that they was them. How did we get a conservative government? Oh, we don't know. No one knows. Everything's like, oh, we don't know where anything came from. And then all of a sudden, yeah, it took this. And I'm sure this is orchestrated, by the way, guys. If this is completely orchestrated, I don't believe that this attack happened by accident. I don't even believe that it was even actually anything to do with, the young man or his beliefs or whatever. I believe he was paid. I believe this was orchestrated. I believe this was done on purpose. And what you people in this country, if you guys are actually ready to listen for once in your lives over here and stand up for something, listen, yes, but stand up, that's the hard part, right? If you're ready to listen to hear something, listen to this. What are you going to do about the fact that there is a possibility that your own government and your own people in power are prepared to stage something like this? Because that's what's heinous to me. What's heinous to me, because I believe this was all done on purpose to cause division, to cause unrest, to cause upset, because they're probably going to somehow twist this into the government doing something that they wanted to do already. They just needed a way in order to be able to do it. That was like the people did it. Because that's what they do. They stir us up. They do all these things. They do all these performances. That's why I said it's all fake. All of this is all fake. None of this is real, all right? They set all this stuff up. They make all this stuff look like, oh, it's all because of us. Because they have to make it so that we take accountability for whatever happens. Because if they do it and we don't like what they do and it backfires, or we figure out in the long run it backfires, then that's not good on them, because then we're going to see that it's them and we're going to get rid of them and we're going to use our power against them, right? So what they have to do is get us in emotional, get us in our feelings, right? And then get us to, so when they make a decision, they can be like, no, but this is what you wanted though. But this is what you wanted. So we're just doing what you guys want. That's what I think you guys need to think about. Like, I think people in this country need to think more about what is like, let's all tone it down. Whether you're far right and you want to kill everybody that, whatever. And whether you're far left, the far left people are very cringe. I can't remember what song I heard that they were all chanting, and I couldn't cope with how cringy it was. I don't know how adults today do this. Like, I don't know how adults actually do some of this stuff. Like, it was so cringe. Like, one of these chants that like the like was like, it was like, we're gay, we're black, we're white, I was just like oh my gosh, I can't do it. It was just cringe. It was cringe. All of it's cringe. It's cringe on the left for everybody singing these cringy songs about we're whatever, we're all whatever. And it's also cringe on the far right, because I'm like, especially seeing all of these men pulling up, all of these white British men, I'm like, wow. So there's men in England. That's nice to know. So there's men in the UK. That's nice to know. Would have been, did you know how many situations in this country could have dealt with some of these men who are all fired up and doing all this stuff now? I'm like, wow, there was men actually in the UK. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's great news. You see what I'm saying? Like, why does it always take us having to be pushed over the edge? As if we're at this point, if we're at the point, let's for a second assume that this has all really happened as it did, and this wasn't all orchestrated, right? Because I believe it was orchestrated on purpose so that the government can do whatever it is that they're trying to attempt to achieve right now. And I always knew stuff was going to get crazy as soon as Keir Starmer came along, because God said that from years ago. God literally said from years ago that this isn't going to be good. But anyway, let's assume for a moment. Why is it that it's taken until this for us to do something? Because there's been so many signs. I've said it to you guys before. I've said it so many times, and I've been saying it. There's so many signs in this country. This is supposed to be a Christian country. King Charles right now is the head of the Church of England, right? Why is it that we're having these issues? Where was all this fire? Where was all this passion before? Where was all this patriotism? I've been calling this out for a long time. I've been saying, where is it in this country? And then when I'm more patriotic than a lot of the people I meet here in the first place. And when I'm calling this stuff out, and when I'm saying this stuff, and when I'm trying to sound the alarm bells, I'm looked at like the crazy American. Excuse me. And I've lived in this country for 20 years. How's that the case? And then now when it's too late, because you see, this is what happens. Let's assume that it's for real. This is what happens when we don't speak up soon enough. This is what happens when we see something starting to go down a certain direction, right? And we don't say something about it, and we don't do something about it. This is what happens. And then now we all want to play saints and martyrs and patriots for our countries. What? This is what I'm saying. These UK riots and this whole situation is completely revealing about the nature of this country. And I've said it so many times. The sooner the people in this country wake up and start standing up, the better. Because right now, all the government in this country, the government, the royal family, all they're doing is walking all over everybody and playing everybody like chess pieces in a game. That's all they're doing. We're all just chess pieces. They don't care. Do you think they actually care about those kids that died? Do you think they really care? We all care more than they do. I feel like I care more than most people do because I'm like, I care enough to speak up. That's why I think it's cowardly to be silent. That's why I think this political correctness thing is ridiculous. Because if we really cared about stuff, we would speak up. We wouldn't just sit back there and wait for things to happen and then be like, oh no, we don't know how the country turned out like this. And I'm seeing people in all these comment sections now as well on all the news channels like, I can't believe that it's bad for me to be proud of where I come from. I'm like, proud of where you come from? How many of you have I heard tell me how proud you are to be English? How many of you have I heard say, I'm proud to be British? How many of that? You're all saying that now. It's all happening now. It wasn't there before. I didn't hear this before. We weren't doing that before. It's just nuts. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Anyways, I'm going to leave that there. I just wanted to get that. I just wanted to say that. Because this is the price you pay. The UK is paying the price right now for political correctness. For goodness sake.